How important is it for your team to come home and kind of settle into a rhythm of playing, weather permitting, of course?
Yeah, the weather looks great for our home opener. I worried about this weekend, when I scheduled it a while ago. Um, it looks good right now, and our guys feel comfortable at home, and they love playing there. It's where they practice. It's where they're comfortable, and you know, I originally set up the schedule for exactly what you said. To get our guys feeling good before we head into Big 12, and there's no place to do that than home. It'll be a little different atmosphere these days with the attendance restrictions, but it's always nice to sleep in your own bed and come out of that clubhouse that you're familiar with and play on that turf that they're comfortable with. And our pitchers like the mound, the hitters like the background. The joint is usually offensive with the conditions, and it looks like it will be Friday and Saturday. Um, yeah, we're excited. We make up for lost time from last spring. We didn't get to play at home enough, and our schedule will allow us to do that this year.
Well, that's where I was going next. Um, I'm searching for the right word here. How traumatic was last spring, and what happened, and how has it bled into what's taking place now?
I think the most disappointing thing about last year is, we had our growing pains early on in that season, and then just when we started playing our best baseball, I think we won 7 out of our last 9, and with another home series coming and then getting into Big 12 play, our guys were excited. Our pitching staff was pitching as good as anybody in the country, and then our bats started to warm up. So we felt like we were getting close to being on all cylinders last year, and then things were shut down. So the good thing is everyone's back from last year, with the exception of, one main cog in that bullpen that signed a pro contract, Brett Lockwood. But we got enough experience coming back, and we had about 3 or 4 guys, opt to come back and to put their professional careers, and they had opportunities to sign, to come back because they know the capabilities of this team and how exciting this season could be. So that was a plus when guys want to come back to your program and delay their pro careers.
And one final thing, the Big 12 played an SEC kind of a challenge thing down in Dallas, and it didn't go well for the conference. What is that damaging to the reputation of the conference this season, or how do you view that?
It's those are pretty tight ball games. It looks like it could have gone either way in a lot of them. That's what you're going to get at the highest level of college baseball. It seems like there's just so much pitching out there this year. I don't know if it's damaging when you're playing at that high of a level. And I think at the end of the year, you're going to see the Big 12 represented in big numbers for the national tournament when it's all said and done, and as well as the SEC. So, obviously you want to win more of those head to head, but as far as damaging on week 1, I wouldn't go that far, but it's certainly a competitive tournament. We'll be in that next year, so we're looking forward to that. And, we recruit against those guys all the time, but at the end of the day, these kids and these families are going to come to school where they're going to have the best chance to develop and prolong their career and at the highest level of college baseball, and both leagues give you that.
You mentioned the pitching. Is that a cause of the COVID pandemic season where a lot of guys wanted to come back and kind of up their worth in the eyes of pro baseball?
Yeah, it is, because the Major League Draft was cut to 5 rounds. So you got all these arms that would have signed outside of 5, that are thrown back in the college baseball pool where they should be pitching pro ball right now, and it is deep, and also, it gives guys like Carson Seymour another year of leverage, because he got that year of eligibility back because of COVID. It really benefited us. I look at a team like the University of Georgia. They had 2 kids projected in the first round last year, and very seldom do you get those 2 horses throwing for you on a weekend, and they only had them for 16, 17 games, so they were the downside of the COVID deal. Like, I think we made out okay with that by getting Carson back. But the amount of offense I'm looking at, I say pitching too, but there's going to be so many teams that are going to be really, really veteran on the offensive side. You look at Gonzaga, who we played, I think they had 5 kids who were 23, 24 years old in their lineup, and that's like 700 a career at bats. These are pretty experienced guys, and so we're going to see a bunch of salty lineups through the season and through the year. We just got to get our lineup going like that, and we're certainly capable of doing that. But yeah, the experience and the talent level and the depth of college baseball is at an absolute all-time high this year. It's going to be exciting.
It strikes me that this won't be a one-year thing, that it'll kind of back up the talent. I mean, there's a lot more guys going into the draft, and so maybe some guys that would be higher picks slide into later rounds and stick around in the upcoming years.
Yeah, and I think a lot of kids have gotten that extra year. It'll be backlogged for 3 or 4 years, and also minor league baseball. I think they cut 40 organizations, 40 affiliates, and 40 times 25. You throw those guys back into college baseball, and our product's going to get better and better. That's for sure.